Good morning, students. Today we will learn about derived quantities. In the last class, we have studied what do you mean by a physical quantity. Let us revise once again. Here, in the physical quantity, we have discussed certain physical quantities. What are those physical quantities? Physical quantities we have discussed like length we have discussed. Next, mass. Next, time. Like that we have discussed speed. All these we have discussed in the last class. We said that these are all physical quantities. Now here there is a formula to represent any physical quantity. Any physical quantity has two components. Any physical quantity has two components. One is magnitude. Okay. The second one is unit. Any physical quantity, either your length, mass, time, speed, already you have learned velocity, acceleration. All these physical quantities has two components. One is magnitude and the second one is unit. Here, magnitude, you can also call it as numerical value. Numerical value. Magnitude means a numerical value. Any physical quantity, we always represent it with capital Q. Any physical quantity, we represent it with capital Q. Now the formula is Q is equal to N into U. What I said, any physical quantity has two units. One is magnitude and the second one is the unit. Now, to represent the physical quantity in the formula, Q is equal to N into U. Now, you may be getting it out. What is Q? What is N? What is U? Q is any physical quantity. Any physical quantity, we represent it with Q. Now what I said, magnitude must be there and as well as unit. N is a magnitude. N always represents a magnitude. Now what is U? U is unit. Okay, this is the generalized formula to represent any physical quantity. Q is a physical quantity, N represents magnitude, U represents a unit. Now here, based upon this formula, you might have done some problems in your 8th standard. A car is moving with a velocity meters per second. Have you all seen such problems? Yes. A car is moving with a velocity of 2 meters per second. Here what is the physical quantity? Velocity is your physical quantity. In the problem, he is saying that a car is moving with a velocity 2 meters per second. Now what I said? We said velocity is a physical quantity. Now according to the definition of physical quantity, it should have two components. One is a magnitude and the other one should be a unit. Now in this problem, magnitude means here 2 indicates a magnitude. Also I have told you magnitude means a numerical value. Numerical value means a number. Is 2 a number? Yes. Hence 2 indicates your magnitude. Meter per second indicates your unit. Okay. Hence any physical quantity, not only velocity, your speed. Let us take an example of mass. There is a block kept on the ground. The mass of the block is 2 kgs. Okay? There is a block kept on the ground whose mass is 2 kgs. Now, did we follow the formula or not? We will find out. What I said, Q indicates physical quantity. Is mass a physical quantity? Yes. Mass. Q is mass. Next, what should be there? Numerical value. 2 indicates a value. Next is unit. Kgs. Does it indicate unit? Yes. Like this, there are so many physical quantities. All quantities we will represent according to the formula Q equal to N into U. Okay? Next, we have discussed about these fundamental quantities are divided into 2 types. In the last class I have told you. What are those? Fundamental quantities and derived quantities. Physical quantities are again divided into 2 types. One is fundamental physical quantity. Another one is derived physical quantity. Now, let us understand what do you mean by a fundamental physical quantity. Fundamental means a basic. See, now there is a table. Does your table looks like a rectangle, or let us assume it is like a rectangle? Does it has length? It also has a breadth. In order to measure the length, what do we use? Either a ruler or a scale or measuring tape, let us assume. By using a scale, we have measured the length as 10 centimeters. Now by using the same scale, we have measured the breadth as 5 centimeters. Okay? Fundamental quantities. Those quantities which do not depend, they won't depend. They are like individual. They won't depend on any other quantities are called as fundamental physical quantities. Length, mass, time, these are all the basic quantities. Fundamental physical quantities. Now, next thing is derived quantities. Derived means using the fundamental quantities, we will find out a new quantity. Such quantities are called as derived quantities. Now, how do we achieve the derived quantities? Now, what I said here, basic fundamental quantities are length, mass, time. Afterwards, we have 7 fundamental physical quantities. Today we will learn length, mass, time are the fundamental physical quantities. What I said, they won't depend on any other quantities. But derived quantities, they depend on fundamental quantities. Derived quantities always depend on fundamental quantities. Fundamental quantities, they won't depend on any other quantities. Now let us take our simple example to find out a derived quantity. You have learned speed. Yes or no? Speed. How we have defined speed? Is equal to distance traveled by time. According to the definition of speed, we have defined speed equal to distance by time. Okay? Now here, can we say speed is a derived quantity? Now what I said, derived quantities means they depend on fundamental quantities. Distance. First let us see, what do you mean by distance? Suppose there is a person standing at a point A. Now after some time he has moved to another point B. Now is there some distance traveled by the person from A to B? The same person, initially he is at position A. After a time t seconds he has moved to another position B. Is there some length between A and B? Yes. Let us assume the length, or we can also call it as the distance. There is some gap between A and B. Let us assume it is 2 meters. Okay? 2 meters is the distance between A and B. Now what I said, time he has travelled for 1 second. 2 meters he has travelled within a time of 1 second. Now speed is equal to, see here, speed equal to distance by time. Already you have studied there are 3 systems. What are those? CGS system, MKS system and FPS system. These are the 3 systems we will be measuring any physical quantity. Now let us take our familiar system, standard system, MKS system. Now in MKS system, how you will be writing the speed formula there? Speed equal to what is it? Distance by time. MKS system, distance is nothing but, what I said, distance is nothing but length. Distance in MKS system, let us see. Distance, how do we measure? Meter. By time, we always measure in seconds. Yes or no? Meter. In MKS system, length is always measured in meters. Mass is always measured in kilograms. Time is measured in seconds. Now according to the formula, speed equal to distance by time. Distance. In MKS system, distance indicates nothing but your length. Length, how do we measure? Meters. Time. Time, how do we measure? Seconds. Hence, the unit. What is this? Unit for speed is unit for speed. In which system it is? MKS system is meter per second. What is meter? Where do we get this? I have told you, fundamental quantities. What are those basic? Length, mass, time, I have told you. Meter means it is nothing but distance. That is length. Now length, is it a fundamental quantity? Seconds. Which quantity we will measure in seconds? Time. Here length. In meters we will measure length. Seconds we will measure time. Are these two, length and time, are these two belongs to the fundamental quantities or not? They belongs to the fundamental quantities. Now can I say my speed is a derived quantity or not? Derived, what I said, they will depend on fundamental quantities. Length, is it a fundamental quantity? Time, is it a fundamental quantity? Yes. Hence, we can say that speed is a derived quantity. Means by using your fundamental quantities, we are achieving a new physical quantity called as a speed. Hence, speed is a derived quantity. Let us take another example. Simple example you see. Area of a rectangle. Let us see. How do we find out area of a rectangle? L into width. Okay. Length. L indicates length. Which quantity it is? Is it a fundamental quantity? It's a fundamental quantity. Let us take in MKS system. How to measure length? Length we will measure in meters. Length in meters. Breadth. Breadth. How do we measure? We will measure breadth again in meters. Okay. Now length into breadth. Length is a fundamental quantity. Breadth is also a fundamental quantity. Now can I say area is a derived quantity? Yes, we can say, because here area is depending upon length. Length which is your fundamental quantity. Okay. Children, today we have learned about a physical quantity, how to represent a physical quantity, what is a fundamental quantity, next is a derived quantity. Now, I will give you only 2 questions for your homework. You find out. Your homework is given below. Given below are some physical quantities. Find out whether they are derived or fundamental quantities. First one is area. Second one is volume. Third one is velocity. Fourth, length. Fifth, mass. Sixth one, time. Write the formulas and find out among these 6 what are the fundamental quantities and what are the derived quantities. Write their units in MKS system.